Hello there my fellow whole table heroes, and welcome to a brand new Conquest video guide. So as always, when we have a brand new volume of Conquest, I updated my SWGOH Life website. The link in the description below if you haven't seen it yet, with the latest feats and some of the suggested teams. So in this video, as always, I'll be going through all the feats, global and sector feats, and then just highlight some of the teams or units that you can use to help you out along the way. Now, by no means this list will be an exhaustive list of all the possible team combinations, all the units. I just tried to focus on some of the teams and units that can get, 2 or 3 feats done at the same time, so that you're not reducing the amount of battles you need to do. So just bear that in mind, but always, happy to hear your suggestions in the comments below or on my Discord server. Anyway, let's first, I guess, kick off with the global feats. Challenge path, nothing's changed there. It's been like this forever. Now, in terms of the global feats, in terms of battles, we got Bad Badge, so we have to win 20 battles with a full squad of Bad Badge. Now, luckily, we do have 2 squads now. Mine at like Gear 11, so I'm not sure will they be able to beat something. Maybe with some good data discs. But obviously, for those of you that you do have better gears, have even relics, more stars or whatever, you will have 2 Bad Batch teams to use. So hopefully 20 shouldn't be too much of a problem to achieve. Then we have Stagger, attempt to inflict Stagger 80 times. Again, many ways to do it. I just highlighted here some of the key units and try to put together a team that makes sense either from overlapping with other feats or, as a synergy as a whole. So we've got plenty of Empire units as well. Fallen Basti there, she's safe. So under Darth Vader, he kind of combines Empire and Sith together. And then Vader, anyway, he applies damage over times. For the damage over time feat, spoiler alert, is at the bottom right. And then also the other global feat we have is critical damage down. So Basti will do that as well, whereas all these units, they do apply stagger. And as mentioned in my previous video update, for all the main units here, you can see from what ability. So they all get kind of AoE special ability, these guys that land stagger. And same thing if you are using Bad Batch for the global Bad Batch feat, also Mercenary Wrecker, on his special, he as well got an AoE stagger, which is nice. And then just kind of the leftover stagger units, I guess, under Rayleigh, throwing dash for critical damage down. And then Kira's got an AoE stagger, so does Sabine. And then Vedhan, he does it on his basic, but it's a bit conditional. Only whenever he double taps, he can land stagger, but still, can help out a little bit. Now, in terms of damage over times, many ways to do this, but I think, Vader, especially if you have both Vaders, this is going to be very quick and very easy, I think. Either Lord Vader or Darth Vader Elite. I thought maybe Darth Vader Elite could be better because damage over times get reapplied, so maybe that counts, I don't know. But also remember, under Darth Vader's lead, we remove turn meter whenever we deal damage, and Lord Vader is a Galactic Legend. He's very fast in most cases, just maybe, towards the end of Sector 5 he won't be able to go first. Otherwise, he goes first, he can remove turn meter from the enemy and allow other guys to move. Then obviously we got Force Crush here, damage over time. Sidio's got as well AoE with damage over times. Watt, whenever he assists on his basic, as well applying damage over time. I just put in Throne in there just so he can feed more turns to Vader. But maybe a tank could be some sort of a tank would be a nice option as well. And obviously Lord Vader, he's applying damage over time from his unique as well as his special. And for those of you that you went out of the way and bought Lightspeed bundle for Old Republic, you'll be pleased because all of these guys they land damage over times. Karth on his basic, Vision from her unique, Zalbar on his basic, and Candyman on his unique as well. So even these guys, I think they'll be able to stack up a lot of damage over times as well. And then Nisa, she's a damage over time machine as well from his unique. Whenever whenever an Evoke ally attacks out of turn, they inflict a stack of damage over time. There you go. I stumbled through it a little bit, but yeah, as well, it's not like probably this is gonna be enough. But I just wanted to highlight Nisa because she's a damage over time beast, same like Andres, so that damage over time shouldn't be too difficult. Then we have light side unaligned force user. So that's a mouthful. So we can now actually, with Galactic Legend Ahsoka and her requirements out as well, we now have 3 full light side unaligned force user squads almost, you can feel. Well, not almost, not completely free, but almost free, I guess. So if you do have Rey and Ahsoka, you can run that. Otherwise, you can run Seer and Rey. So, you know, plenty ways to do it, but it has to be a full light side team. And then we have critical damage down, as mentioned earlier already. Dash is a great one with his AoE, but so does Paz as well. It's got an AoE for critical damage down. Otherwise, not a lot of units. So these 2 guys, and as mentioned before, Fallen Basti, they're kind of really with the AoE critical damage down that I think you'll be utilizing them. Under Elite, so she can keep them alive. So maybe you can stall the battle, get a couple of AoEs from each, and then you can throw in Sabine, Vedhan if you need stagger or something like that. And then obviously these 2 feats will grant you booming voice and deployable cooling system. So one of the feats is we have to attempt to call allies to assist with booming voice 60 times, and then we just have to win a battle with this consumable equipped. So overall, global feats, dare I say, a bit easier, less grindy, because only Bad Batch and Light Side Unaligned Force user are the ones where you have to do like 20 battles, right? Sometimes we get 3 or even 4 faction feats. So definitely this seems a little bit easier. None of those like, you know, defeat 100 enemies or something. So overall, I think global feats, they will just for the most part take care of themselves, except I think Light Side Unaligned Force user on that one you have to pay attention to. Okay, and Sector 1, we've got evasion up. Usually this thing always is Han with his, you know, shrugging shoulder ability, right? With his special, he grants evasion up to all allies, regardless of the alignment or faction or anything. So you can just plug in him really in any squad. And then as well, Commander Sokatano can a little bit give evasion up, you know, sure, why not? And then because we do have as well Bad Batches, we've seen already for the global feat for Bad Batch, and as well we have clones also in this sector. I think there'll be a good one because both Hunter as well as Echo's got an AoE for evasion up for all clone allies, so that's gonna be a nice one as well. And then also again we have some sort of Sith Empire squad, you know, damage over time, staggers, critical damage down, and then you can plug in Seven Sister because she also gives evasion up to all allies. So you know, you can use her in any team really. And then we got clones. Well, it's not really battles he's defeating, right, with clones. So you could go Bad Batch, right, for the global Bad Batch feat at the same time. 5 of first clones. Or you could also do just, you know, Jedi Master Luke, any light side clone, and you can just keep calling that clone to assist with inherited teachings. Or, you know, if you want to do something more fun, Cody, new dark side clones, and let them go to town. Because maybe if you put new clones under Lord Vader, then enemies die from damage over times. That will not count as a kill, so I don't know. Something with new clones as well potentially could work. Then we got Secret Intel. That's obviously is a very unique one. Only BB-8 will do that for you. So I guess the idea here is just to stack Rey, BB-8, and just kind of lots of non-attackers in there. And also Master Yoda, he can spread the Secret Intel, because I'm not sure, it doesn't specifically say the Secret Intel can be copied, so maybe Grandmaster Yoda can keep spreading it as well. Maybe we'll give it a go, I guess. And then we have the Spectre one. Now I don't think we have enough Spectres for 2 full teams, so it's either gonna be, you know, General Syndulla with Ezra Exilan or whatever you've got, or just Ahsoka with, you know, whatever. So that's really gonna be, so I guess this one could be a little bit grindy because you have just 1 team and you have to do 20 battles. So yeah. And then in terms of the mini boss, we are going up against Tuskens, and we have to win with 5 surviving and only dark side characters. So you know, you won't be able to do both feats in 1 battle. Just do, I guess, some sort of clone lineup. I think that should be fine. So you also get your clone kills in there, and then dark side again. You can, you know, just some sort of Vader team, as shown before, with 7 Sister in there for evasion up and all the other stuff. And then final boss, Darth Revan. So we have to win with Kyle and Hunter. However, Kyle has to survive. Well, I guess Hunter can die off. If you got a Galactic Legend Ray, just chuck these guys under her and get both feats at the same time. Or as well, maybe Master Luke as well can do the same. So at least here, final boss, both feats can be done in a single battle, which is nice. And let's hop over onto Sector 2 now. So we've got Health Steal up. So you have to get Health Steal up 60 times. Like again, few different ways to go about it. The easiest thing always is with Palpatine, because he's got the Let the Hate Flow ability that gives Health Steal up to all allies. Bane, he only gives Health Steal up to Sith allies. So if you want to use Bane in there, if you do have him, make sure it's a full Sith lineup. You can obviously chuck Darth Vader in for damage over times, Basti for critical damage down, stagger. And then, because we also have stealth feat in this sector, you could actually go with Darth Maul lead for the stealth. Otherwise, Rey, some guys right in here. Throw Visas in there, she will give gain health steal up to all allies. And that's the wrong photo, that should be Ben, right? Ben Solo, not old Ben, because then also that gives you a full light side unaligned force user squad. And then Geos is another way to get it done, because Sanfak on his unique, he gains health steal up to himself when he gains taunt, but then when he loses taunt, he gives those buffs to his allies. So I guess Geos could as well be a nice way to get this done also. Dark Clones. You have to win 10 battles with at least 3 dark side clones in our squad, which means we're gonna have to use all the marquees released so far. Now, I think they're on Empire, right? So you could run them under Palp Mara, get a turn meter train rolling, even with low gear. Hopefully, if you got a fast Mara, should be fine. Otherwise, you could chuck them under Lord Vader as well. That could work also. And then, because it doesn't say they have to survive, so they just have to be in there. And then we got Stealth Feat as mentioned before. Bad Batch are great, because obviously global Bad Batch feat, and they got lots of stealth in here as well. Like Hunter's got an AoE stealth, so does Tag. And I think even Tag's got an ability, the other special just grants stealth to another ally. He starts in stealth as well from his own unique, so there's a lot more than just his AoE. And then Omega grants stealth herself. Also, as mentioned before, Darth Maul lead with any Sith lineup is great for stealth as usual. And then as well, Omega Fugitive, she's got I think couple of different ways for stealth, on her leadership, specials, so I don't fully understand yet the new Bad Batch squad, but they also have some stealth mechanics in there, and obviously it is a full Bad Batch squad, which will help you for the global feat. And then Flawless, I just listed Bad Batch I guess, and Unaligned Force users for the global feats, but yeah, anyway, Flawless, anything hopefully, as long as you keep everybody alive, 20 battles of that one. And then in terms of mini boss, we are facing Django, Bounty Hunter squad. We have to win a full squad of clone troopers and a full squad of Empire units. So again, have to be 2 battles, not 1 for all the feats. Again, clone troopers can be 5 first, can be Bad Batch. I just listed Bad Batch because we do have global Bad Batch feats, so I thought that could be more useful. And for the Empire squad, again, some sort of, line up with Palps here for health steal up feat, I think will help you there. And then for final boss, we are up against Barris and Starkiller. That one's always a bit annoying. And we have to defeat an enemy with a Spectre attacker and defeat an enemy with Dark Ray. So I guess you could get lucky and do this in 1 battle, but I don't know. Like, I guess defeating with a Spectre attacker, Master Luke, and a light side Spectre attacker could be the easiest way to do it, right? Inherited teachings. Another way to do it with Galactic Legend Ahsoka, but can you line up a hit with these guys? Again, I just unlocked Ahsoka, so I'm not sure how much these damage are doing. I'll give it a go. And then defeating an enemy with Dark Ray, again, will we be able to line up a hit with her? I guess it'll depend on data discs as well, how tricky this will be to achieve. But remember, this star killer we're facing, well, you know, could be an annoying one. Sector 3, defense up, Clone Wars Chewie leadership, if you need a reminder. All allies have 50% chance to gain defense up for free turn whenever they're damaged. So just basically put Clone Wars Chewie in the lead, even at low gear, low star, doesn't matter. And just, you know, another 4 very tanky units so they can take a few hits. You can for the most part get this done in 1 or 2 battles, you know, even if you lose, it does not matter. But to help out, we do have here units that have ability to give defense up to all allies, like Plo, Old Band, Barris, I think even a First Order Stormtrooper as well. Usually just like to include Malak or Kylo Ren Mask, or just somebody very tanky that can take a lot of hits. And then also obviously Wrecker on his AoE gives all clone troopers defense up as well. And anyway, we have the, you know, Bad Batch feat in this one, even target practice, so definitely we'll be utilizing our clones in this one, so that will help you as well. And then we have Darth Vader one. You have to win 15 battles with Darth Vader surviving. Again, just sort of line up that combines stagger, critical damage and things like that. Obviously if you do have Lord Vader, that'll help also. And then target practice. Now the OG Omega, I think she's got some target practice going on, but it's very slow to build, and we have to gain 400 stacks of target practice. I think we'll have to rely on the new guys, yeah, some sort of fugitive Omega, I guess, squad with the new Bad Batch, old Bad Batch, some sort of a mixed squad. Because with her leadership, I think it's kind of straightforward. You just have to keep hitting the same enemy over and over again, and anytime you do that, you gain everybody gain a stack of target practice. So while 400 sounds a lot, I don't think it'll take that many battles to achieve. And then we got no attackers. We have to win 14 battles with no attackers. Now this is annoying, because guess what? We have to do 15 battles with Vader, but Vader is an attacker. And then we have to do 14 battles of this one, so you can't overlap, unfortunately. So this one could be annoying, but it's sector 3. We do, I guess, data chronode farming anyway, so hopefully shouldn't be too bad anyway. But yeah, just kind of, again, depending on discs, it's hard to say. Usually whenever you have this no attackers one, as long as we have some sort of debuff discs, right, or zealous ambition disc, then support can do well. Like some sort of a dash squad, even light side online force users, no attackers, and then usually, again, depending on data discs, like Imperial Troopers and Night Sisters are great teams as well, without using attackers. And now in terms of mini boss, we are going up against a Rey Jedi training, and we have to win with Omega Fugitive surviving and also defeat an enemy with Apo. I guess survival feat shouldn't be too bad with Omega, right? We have this whole captive mechanic as well, so hopefully that shouldn't be too difficult. Defeating an enemy with Apo, again, depending on data discs, right? We don't know what they will be. Low gear, low star, might still work, because remember, Apo's got an ability, I think same like Watt, right? He can trigger the damage over times. But will that count as he defeating, or are damage over times defeating it, if you know what I mean? So I guess we'll need to test. So maybe this as well won't be as bad as it sounds. And finally, we have to, for the final boss, Commander Luke Skywalker, we have to meet Captain Enoch in our squad. Doesn't have to survive, it seems like, and then win without using any support. Enoch is supports, again, we'll have to do 2 battles in this one as well. I guess some sort of DP or Remnant squad should do great versus Commander Luke, I would imagine. And then for no support, some sort of Vader lineup, because remember, we need like what, 15 battles with our Vader. Okay, and then we are going to Sector 4, Tenacity down. Again, plenty ways, I guess, to do this. Just a few units, you know, that are great. Obviously, Chewie is amazing. He's just doing out his basic and he's assisting a lot. So you know, it'll rack up quickly. Then IG-11's got an AoE tenacity down. So does Captain Rex. Captain Rex is a rebel, so it'll go nicely with CLS. IG-11 less so, but you know, better than HK-47 that's got tenacity down on his AoE, or is it Death of Peridia? So there are more units that's got AoE tenacity down. And then if you are doing your light side unaligned force users battles, Cal on his specials got as well AoE for tenacity down, so that will help you there. Death Mark has a similar kind of like a secret intel. Not many units do apply Death Mark, because I'm not sure, like, is Jar Jar applying Death Mark to himself? Does that count? General Grievous inflicting Death Mark. So maybe Darth Revan and Death Trooper are the only one with the Death Mark. Maybe I'm forgetting someone obvious, probably, but yeah, you could just do Darth Revan, Malak Basti obviously there, and then HK, he's got an AoE tenacity down as well, so definitely Death Mark, but at least it's only 10 times, so I guess worst case scenario, I don't know, 5 battles, and it's Sector 4, we are farming Datacrons at this point anyway, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. You have to win 15 battle with Badger surviving. Now usually even for low gear units, this kind of, you know, Maul, Bot, Candy, Django team is great. Again, depending on data discs, we'll have to wait and see. Otherwise, I guess a full Bad Batch squad is nice for the global Bad Batch feat as well. And then we have the return of the bonus turn. Like, it's either Darth Vader or Maul. I think they're kind of the easiest, quickest way to do this. Obviously with Merciless, every time you use Merciless you get, like, what is it, 5 bonus turns or something. So depending on the battle, maybe you can get 2 out, so you know, shouldn't be too bad. And then Maul as well, you know, not really a problem with his Anguish as well, gets quite a few bonus turns as well. And then in terms of mini boss, John Skywalker, we have to win with Darth Vader and Lord Vader in our squad, and with Hu Yang surviving. So I guess potentially you could do all the feats in one battle, potentially, just with both Vader. Even check Batcher in there for the Batcher feat, why not, if you're already doing a mishmash squad, am I right? Although versus John Skywalker low gear units, will they be able to survive? Again, it'll depend, I guess, on the data discs we have. And then otherwise, as mentioned before, the Maul, Candy, Watt thing, you know, hopefully should be easy. And then final boss, Grand Arena Inquisitor, Grand Inquisitor. So we have to defeat an enemy with Jocasta Nu, so if you don't have her unlocked, unfortunately you won't be able to complete this one, and win with a full squad of Bad Batch. So again, defeating with Jocasta Nu, if you got Master Luke, I think that's gonna be the easiest thing to achieve. And then Bad Batch, either old batch, new batch. In theory, they should be able to take down Inquisitors, but we'll have to test it out. And then finally, moving on to Sector 5, we got Evasion down. So same like for the Tenacity down, where we have Chewbacca. Here we have 3PO on his basic, inflicting the evasion down. Old Ben on his basic, inflicting evasion down as well. And then same like Tenacity down, Cal also inflicts evasion down. So I think shouldn't be too bad. And then Marked, that seems like Death Mark. But at least we have a bit more units applying Marked, hence that applying it 25 times. You could use as a Ray lineup, I guess. Ray can keep everybody alive, right? Keep pumping lifeblood, and you can maybe stall the battle. You got Revan with the direct focus applying Mark. You got Captain Tarpal with his special applying Mark. And then Ezra and Jedi Cal, they can keep feeding turns over to Jedi Revan, so hopefully he can get, you know, 2 or 3 marks out per battle. Otherwise, new Bad Batch, they also have some abilities to mark as well. Looks like Mercenary Hunter. Only if there are no enemies that are marked, he will inflict, whereas Batcher, it seems like he inflicts it regardless. So maybe there's even more ways with new Bad Batch to apply, but yeah, those are kind of your two ways of approaching this. And something even more obscure than marked, hence inflicting Order 66 only 10 times. As we've seen from the Galactic Challenge, CX2 kind of works, but I think you need Zeta for this, so if you don't have Zeta on him, I think you might gonna have to scratch this feat from your list to do. I think you just have to hit the same enemy 3 times in a row with CX2, so you have to keep hitting the same enemy anytime CX2 takes a turn with its basic ability, I think, or is it any ability? An ability, yeah. And then you can apply order 66, but you know, getting 3 turns to CX2 might be again one of those where you might do 1 or 2 a battle. Otherwise, something to worth trying as well is Lord Vader, if you do have him with the new clones. They all can apply as well, because Alpo at least applies, well, it doesn't apply straight away, hold on. Lord Vader has to be a leader, and there has to be 8 or more stacks of damage over time. So I guess Lord Vader goes first, and does his AoE, that's 6 damage over times. Vader comes in next, does his crush, right, and then that should be like 8 damage over times on the enemies, and hopefully Alpo then can land immediately the order 66, chucking in Piet there for the marked. But again, I'm not does this count? Piet, General Grievous applying mark, does that count for the mark feat or not? I guess that we'll have to test out, because if it doesn't, maybe better chuck in a Royal Guard, some sort of tank there to keep your clones, if they are low gear, alive. And then we have to win 14 battles with a full squad of Empire. So I guess this is a nice squad, because it is an Empire, I guess, and order 66. But yeah, plenty of Empire teams to choose from, so I don't think, you will have issues with this one. Troopers, Riva, Remnants, Vader, the other Vader, probably even Aiden, depending on data, this can get the job done. Mini boss, it's versus Great Mothers. Ugh, that sounds gnarly, doesn't it? You have to win with Galactic Legend Ahsoka in the squad and without using tanks. Because Ahsoka is a tank, it'll have to be 2 battles to get both feats done. So you can just do this one and then maybe the Mark squad if you still need marks at this point. And then final boss will be versus Dash. Oh boy, Dash in Sector 5. Oh, that's gonna be so much damage coming our way. Alright, we'll worry about it when we get there. So we do have to defeat an enemy with Balan Skull. I actually do also have now Balan finally unlocked, so I'll finally be able to try him out. And also win with Crosshair surviving. Potentially this is a 1 battle, both feats, I don't know. Bring what in there, put tank tech on Balan, make sure he taunts. As long as Crosshair can eat up the AoE from Dash, we should be fine, maybe, I don't know. And then otherwise, yes, sort of get CLS squad, just chuck Crosshair in there, let the Terminator train flow, right? Or obviously if you do have these guys up and running, a full Bad Batch squad for the global Bad Batch feat as well. And there you have it, guys. These are all the feats global and throughout all the sectors. Again, these are just kind of initial ideas. As always, I'll be live streaming these starting on Monday evening every day, 1 sector at a time. I'll be putting these teams to the test and obviously make adjustments as necessary, because, you know, especially without knowing what data disk we are going to have, we're just basically basing off our team suggestions on the disk sets we had recently. But obviously these themselves can drastically change what teams are viable and what teams are not. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you find this video useful and helpful. Hopefully I'll see you on the live stream on Monday and the rest of the week. But until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.